They thought they had their suspect. They had DNA. They had cell phone data. They had surveillance footage. But now, for the first time, someone says they saw him. A DoorDash delivery driver, caught on police body cam, claims she parked right next to Bryan Kohberger on the night of the University of Idaho murders, a claim that could place him at the scene, moments before 4 students were brutally murdered. This is no longer just a case built on science. It now has a voice. Welcome to the Dark Stories. Subscribe for deep dives into true crime's most disturbing mysteries and the breaking revelations that change everything. Today we're exploring the case to know. Will this new eyewitness testimony seal Bryan Kohberger's fate? November 13th, 2022. Moscow, Idaho. A quiet college town, a shared off-campus home, and 4 promising lives brutally cut short. Zana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez. Between 4 and 4:20 a.m., the unimaginable happened. Someone entered the house and stabbed all 4 to death, leaving behind one of the most shocking crime scenes the town and the nation had ever seen. But before the murders, literally minutes before, something else happened. A DoorDash delivery arrived. According to the probable cause affidavit, a late-night Jack-in-the-Box order was placed. The food was delivered to the King Road residence at exactly 4 a.m. The recipient, Zana Kernodle. The timing of that delivery would later become critical, not just for the timeline, but for identifying who was there and who wasn't. Now, nearly 2 years later, someone has stepped forward claiming they were the one making that delivery, and what they say could upend everything. On September 4th, 2024, nearly 2 years after the killings, police in Pullman, Washington made a routine traffic stop. The driver, later identified by the initials MM in court documents, was taken into custody on an unrelated charge. What happened next wasn't just unexpected, it may be case-breaking. Body cam footage obtained by People magazine captured what MM said while being processed. "I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Bryan. I parked right next to him. Now I have to testify in the big murder case too?" It was a casual, almost offhand remark, but investigators knew it could be anything but. Who was this woman? Why hadn't she come forward before? And could her memory be trusted? Let's examine what we know. First, her claim of arriving around 4 a.m. matches the official delivery timestamp listed in the police affidavit. Second, she claims to have parked next to Bryan Kohberger's vehicle. That would place Kohberger at the scene within minutes of the murder's beginning. Third, she says this sighting occurred during her delivery run, which means she not only saw his face, but possibly the make and model of his car, which prosecutors already believe is the white Hyundai Elantra caught on surveillance footage circling the area that night. If her statements are confirmed, she becomes one of only 2 known people to have seen Kohberger near the scene. The other? One of the surviving roommates who told police she saw a masked man leaving the house that night. Together, these 2 accounts could triangulate Kohberger's presence at the home within a razor-thin window of time. Until now, the case against Bryan Kohberger has relied heavily on circumstantial evidence. Let's break that down. First, DNA evidence. A single, critical piece. DNA allegedly found on a knife sheath left at the scene. The prosecution claims it matched Kohberger through genealogical tracing, though the defense has contested the methodology. Second, cell phone data. Cell tower pings show a phone registered to Kohberger in the vicinity of the crime, though mysteriously it appears to have been turned off during the key hours. Third, surveillance footage. Multiple cameras caught a white Hyundai Elantra consistent with the vehicle Kohberger drove, repeatedly circling the neighborhood before and after the murders. These 3 pillars, DNA, phone records, and surveillance, have been the foundation of the state's case. But what they lacked was a human element, a living, breathing person who could say, "I saw him. I was there." That's what makes the DoorDash testimony so powerful. If credible, it ties together the digital trail with an actual eyewitness confirmation. In courtroom strategy, corroboration is king. This could be what the prosecution needs to turn a circumstantial case into a conviction. Kohberger's attorney, Ann Taylor, is preparing for war. Her strategy? Undermine everything. Create doubt at every level, and especially about this new witness. Let's explore how. First, she's already filed motions indicating Kohberger has an alibi, that he was driving alone around the area that night but never entered the home. No GPS, no digital breadcrumbs, no physical evidence places him inside, only around the scene, she argues. Second, expect the defense to attack the credibility of the DoorDash driver. They'll likely question why she didn't come forward earlier, whether her memory after nearly 2 years can be trusted, whether the body cam footage was coerced or misinterpreted, and whether she could positively identify Kohberger at all, especially at 4 a.m. in near darkness. In fact, her comment, "I parked next to him," may be key. Did she mean she saw his face? Did she speak with him? Or is she assuming after seeing the car based on what's been reported in the news? These will be the fault lines the defense probes in court. The trial of Bryan Kohberger is set to begin August 11, 2025 in Ada County, a change of venue granted due to massive media coverage. Here's what we know. Jury selection begins August 4th. 4 counts of first-degree murder. If convicted, Kohberger faces the death penalty. This trial won't just determine the fate of one man, it will test how modern criminal justice handles digital evidence, genetic genealogy, and now, unexpected eyewitness testimony. Over the course of the trial, we expect the DoorDash driver to testify, possibly under subpoena. The surviving roommate to testify again. A full breakdown of DNA protocols and video forensic analysis, and likely a battle over whether Kohberger's rights were violated during evidence collection. Every word, every moment will matter. As we follow the twists of this high-profile case, it's easy to focus on the legal drama, but let's not forget who this trial is really for. Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Gonzalez. 4 young lives full of promise taken in the dead of night. 4 families still searching for justice. A community still haunted by that November morning. For them, the arrival of a DoorDash order should have been just another late-night snack. Instead, it may have become a tragic timestamp in a sequence of horror. Will this 8-witness testimony change everything? Can a single moment, a parked car, a casual glimpse, bring the truth to light? We'll be watching closely, because at the Dark Stories, the truth is never far behind. Subscribe for weekly deep dives into the world's most unsettling crimes, and tell us in the comments, do you believe the DoorDash driver saw Bryan Kohberger, or is this another layer of confusion in an already twisted case? Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, the darkness always leaves a trace.